Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and I hope you're all enjoying the new autumn winter catalogue. And this is one of my favourite things out of the autumn winter catalogue. It's the Trim Your Stocking package. This is some last year's paper. It's on the clearance rack, Warmth and Cheer, and I really like the cherry cobbler and the crumb cake sort of combo going on there. Now lots of people have been talking on different forums about the fact that this stocking isn't all the way around because it's a pillow box on the back. So I've been working with it and trying to find a solution to it, and the solution is this little insert at the bottom, because when you fold it over it won't meet properly, and you get a bit of buckling, and so I sort of inserted a little sort of heel thing in it to make a nice full stocking, and I really quite like it, the way it's turned out. It's still got a pillow box in there ready for a gift, and a gift card will fit lovely in there. And that would be a nice little present for somebody. Dresses up a gift card. I always think gift cards are a little bit boring, so I always try and find a way of making them look a little bit more interesting, and I think this does the trick. Okay, so I'll show you what I did. Right, so I've cut my two stocking pieces, and what you've got to remember is you've got to cut one of them out of the side you want and one of them with the side you don't want, because you want to paste them together like that. And if you'd cut them both on that side, it wouldn't be opposite. Do you get what I mean? So you place one on the right side, and when you replace it you do it on the wrong side. So that's our two stocking pieces, and then you use the pillow box die, this one, to cut the centerpiece, and I'm going to cut it out of Whisper White, so that I think if I cut it out of basic black, it will show up more, I think, down the edges. Down here there would you can see down there a little bit of red, and I think seeing black down there might not be quite so pretty, so I'm going to do it out of Whisper White. So these are all the pieces we need to make the basic stocking. So this is all scored, so you want to fold these score lines, and these are the closure, so you just want to pinch them round into the circular sort of fold. Same on the bottom. This little flap is what attaches and makes it secure, so it don't fall through to the bottom, which, if you're going to put a little gift in, would be a problem if it fell to the bottom of the stocking. There we go, and we just use the bone folder to burnish those edges. And then you decide which stocking you want as the front and which is the back. Not that there's really well, there is a front and a back, so I'm going to choose the one that was cut on the right side as the front, and that's going to attach there. So using a bit of Tombow in order that we've got a little bit of wiggle room, just put a bead of Tombow along these two sides, making sure you've gone to the edge. And then I like to put this right at the top so that it's in the right place, so that you know that it's going to be edge to edge down the both sides. And then this is why we have the Tombow, to wiggle it about if it's not quite right. There we go. That is it. So I'm going to take my bone folder and give that a nice good flattening down there, so we get some good adhesion going on. This is getting really sticky because I've made quite a few of these in the last few days. So that, it's got quite a bit of glue on the outside, but it doesn't really matter because we're not actually going to see it. Now, this one that's going to go on the back, we're going to cut that bit off because that one's going to fold under on the inside and that one's going to fold over on the outside. So this one, so they don't have so much bulk, we're going to cut it off, and then we're going to use this piece as the bit in the heel. So because it's kind of the right shape that we want. So I'm just creasing the line so that I can see easier where to cut with my scissors that have run away, as it does. So just following that line around. And then that will stick nicely on there. So I'm just going to put some Tombow around the top edge, around the sides, and all over the bit. And then I'm going to put some around the edges. Some of this will stick directly to the other side and some of it won't. You'll see what I mean. So that will go, that's because it was stuck there to that finger there. So we just stick that down. Bit of wigglage there. Down the side there, so those bits are nicely stuck, and it will stick nicely around there. Now, what I haven't done, I've made a boob, but it's alright because it's Tombow and I do have a little bit of time. I haven't stuck those bits up, so I'm going to do that now. So we'll puff this out, that bit closes and that bit closes over there. And then this bit needs to close down, so I'm just going to stick a bit of glue on there. Should have done this before I stuck the foot to it, but I didn't. I was a bit premature. Never mind, it's going in. So I am sticking that down there. There, no panic, no panic. It has worked. And I will just stick my bone folder down there that that forms a nice bond inside. Because it's white, you might see what I'm doing, sticking that in there, and that works nicely. Okay, so we can stick that back again. So we end up with this sort of shape here that don't want to close over. It kind of all gets a bit messy and you get a bit of a crease if you were to push it down. You can do it, but it's not necessarily the nicest shape, I don't think. So push that corner in there. So I took this and I took stylus and I drew on the opposite side like a score line following this shape. So that then I could fold those bits up. Like so. And those are the bits that I'm going to put glue on to glue it in place. So you end up with like a pinched bit like that, and then these bits are folded up. My fingers are absolutely sticking. Can you feel it? That's what happens with Tombow. I generally go and wash my hands whilst I'm doing this. Makes it a bit easier. Right, so this is going to glue in this gap here. Do you see what I mean? So it is a little bit fiddly, but if you think the results are worth it, then do it. If you don't, then leave it with the pillow box back showing. I quite like it, so I'm doing it. So that's all covered in glue, and so am I. I'm going to put it in the bit of the heel that goes up, so we sort of hold it in place there in the middle, and then work my way back that way to hold it in place for a few seconds. I do then add a little bit more glue down there, and then work my way back this way to glue those sides in place. And then you just have to add some more glue to the top and the bottom and do a bit of wiggling around until you're happy with it. So a little bit more glue there, a little bit more glue there. Maybe a bit too much glue there. Oh dear. It was a bit fiddly, but it does give you a nice rounded stocking in the end. Right, I'm going to leave that to dry and wash my hands. So I've cut out all the bits I'm going to decorate. This is nicely dried, and some of these bits are going to get covered up when we stick the top bits on. So probably stuck a bit too much on there. So I'm gonna, oh, I've done that the wrong side. Oh, what a wally. Never mind, I'll stick that one on the back. It'll be fine. So nice black and white stocking. Stitch line not quite so evident because I did it on the back, but it doesn't matter because it's the back of the stocking. Make this the front. Hold it in place. Stick the heels and the toes on. And I'm out of shot, aren't I? Stick my toe on there. Stick my toe on the other side. Remembering the stitch bit is on the inside of the stocking and not the outside. I'll line that up so that it's even. What I found I had to do was a bit of trimming. Because it didn't quite meet. And then do the heel. Bit of heel and toe. Just like Strictly. That's back on telly, in it. Love a bit of Strictly. Well, it's due on, isn't it? It may well be on by the time this one goes out. So I haven't actually seen Strictly without Len and the 7. Now, what I'm going to do here is a little cheat. I'm going to stick a dimensional up there so that it kind of fills that gap a bit. So that didn't happen on my last one. Typical. Don't happen when I do it in practice, and then happens when I'm on camera. Stick that down. Hold it for a sec. And then I'm gonna, thought I might put a little bit of trim on the bottom there. Thought it needed a little bit of something. So put some blobs. And then cut out a little black circle for the middle of my snowflake. This is from one of, all of these are dies from the set. And then I'm going to stick that on the corner there. I did use a dimensional on the other one, but I don't want it on this one. So I'm just going to stick that on the side there. Managed to ooze me glue. that will come off with my adhesive remover, and then I just tidy this up a little bit by going around with my scissors where it hasn't quite met up. And there we have it. So that is how I made my stocking be front and back. So if you like the look of that, give it a go. If not, do the conventional way. It just gives you options. Okay, so all the details will be on my blog, nigezza.blogspot.com, and there will be a link to my shop if you want to buy any of these products. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thank you. Bye.